So I lost my front tooth, that incisor, 20 odd years ago. It was a sporting accident, and since then I've had various plates and bridges, some with a bit of success, lots without any success. I've always had the gap between my teeth and I wanted to retain that, so that caused a problem for bridges, etc. Maybe about a year ago I decided that I would research getting an implant, and my own dentist referred me to the Edinburgh dental specialist, and since then I've come full circle and I've got my shiny new implant complete with the gap which I wanted to keep. Professor Senersby, he puts a post in my bone up in my jaw, and then from there, once that's set after a few months, then Per Colley puts the crown on top. He gave me a few months just to try it out and just make sure it was all fine, and then after a tiny little minor adjustment, just for aesthetic purposes, it's now complete and it's 100% functional. It's just like having my own tooth back, which is great. Experience with the staff, receptionists, nurses, and professor and doctors, fantastic, really good, really welcoming, made me feel really relaxed. The big benefit for me is that now, from an aesthetic point of view, I'm not self-conscious anymore about the denture, which was always falling out. I'd quite often spent periods of time without the denture, so I'd have that massive gap in front of my mouth. I found the denture uncomfortable. So the big thing aesthetically for me is that it just looks like I've got my own tooth back. And importantly, I love my food, and I can now bite into anything I want, again, just like having my own tooth. With the denture and any of the bridges, I could never bite into anything. So I can now eat apples, steak, anything that I would have eaten before I'd lost my tooth, I can now eat again normally, which is great. Yes, I would 100% recommend Edinburgh dental specialists. For me, it was a big investment. It was something I didn't take lightly, but I'm glad I've come here and every penny's been well spent.